Welcome to SVGTV's news for Friday, August 28th, 2020. I am Bhavanova with the details. President of the SVG Teachers Union, Oswald Robinson, said the health authorities have to do all they can now to prevent an outbreak of dengue fever among students and teachers when school reopens on September the 7th. In the news release issued on Thursday, the Minister of Health said it registered an above-normal increase in dengue cases in the country, with the number of cases as of August 25, 2020, increased to 74, with 46 of these cases resulting in hospitalization. The ministry said it is taking all steps to prevent severe outbreak of dengue in the country. Speaking with SVG-TV News yesterday, the Teachers Union President said in light of this development, special attention must be paid to school compounds to ensure there are no breeding sites of the Aedes aegypti mosquito, the vector responsible for spreading dengue.
But there's a case of dengue fever, and you know, mosquitoes like to lay their eggs in stagnant waters. And these garbage bins, which are all over the school compound, they are a haven to collect stagnant waters, which is ideal for mosquitoes to lay their eggs. Okay? And we have student population and teachers could be infected by these mosquitoes. So we want the relevant authority, the Ministry of Health, to do its work and give instruction that the sanitation workers would remove these garbage bins, and you'll put proper garbage bins in place which have lids in order to secure the garbage so that when the trucks come along they have something proper to get rid of the garbage which is found in school compound.
Robinson took the opportunity to appeal to students and other persons not to vandalize the garbage bins on the school compounds. Right.
We also want to use the opportunity to appeal to persons to take care of the garbage bins, because sometimes vandalism is an issue. If the bins are vandalized, then you will have no covers. And from time to time, these garbage bins, the wheels, they disappear. So the security guards and the watchmen, they need to perform their duties to ensure that people do not remove the wheels, because the wheels have a purpose. You have to push the bins, okay? Especially when they're filled to capacity.
Despite the one-week delay for the reopening of schools, Capital Kingston, as expected, was crowded today, with people, particularly parents, shopping for school supplies for their children. Speaking on the delayed reopening of schools, which was previously scheduled for Monday, August the 31st, and had been rescheduled to Monday, September the 7th, some persons said they do not have a problem with waiting another week.
I'm glad for the school children support them, because they support me well in my vendor and everything. Because I've been struggling for life and you don't know how it is already. So I'm glad school open for get a little sale and thing and support.
They are ready, you could say, but if other children is not ready, I'm glad they get the opportunity to get the things in order. Well, not meaning that there's a burden to me at home. I'm not that parent, but yes, I'm happy if they're going back out to school because they're at home for a long time.
I feel it's better, like, give them the extra week, you know, so everybody can get themselves out and stuff like that. Yeah, because I have my last son, he's going to Farm 4, so I guess the extra week is better.
No, she not prepared yet because she not get everything yet. Yeah, it should have done open, but as a praise God, still good time still. The kids and they need to go back to school. Yeah, Corona just keep up the system right so. Sale is very slow because school opening back Monday, and hopefully I got to just get some sale because some of the teachers just buy from me.
While the majority of students who spoke with our news team are excited to be back in school after a long break, there are others who have their reservations.
I'm very excited, and I am actually a bit nervous because I'm going to a new farm and meet new people. and I just want to thank God for that.
Coming back to school was a relief for me because I think I spent a lot of time home and I kind of got bored in the house and I miss going to school, and I was excited to go and start high school now because, well, I get a fresh start from primary school.
When I was at home, it was really fun, but after a while it started to get boring, so I'm very happy to get back in school and get my education.
I feel excited to see everybody else, and I was home, nothing to do but just watch TV and that, so I'm glad to be back to school.
I'm glad that my brother is going to a good school and he'll learn new things. I hope I could keep up my good works.
You to go back to school?
No.
Why?
Because I hate school. Because it don't do nothing. All it do is just it make go harder and harder.
Are you glad to go back to school?
Yeah. I love school. I love to read, and my teachers help me. And I am very scared about the coronavirus because I never know who it could kill. It could harm one of my family members.
And due to the demands for building materials, the government has injected another 1 million EC dollars for the purchase of building materials to be distributed to those in need. The $1 million is in addition to the $4.5 million spent on materials already distributed. Speaking on radio on Wednesday, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves explained that because it is an election year, there is usually an increase in persons applying for materials for various reasons, even though they are distributed yearly.
What happened is this. I don't live on Mars, because in any election year, people rush in and rush in because they say, boy, we don't know what's going to happen in the election. Even the NDP that's the end of that, because they don't do that sort of thing. So there's a lot of pressure during the election year. But I tell them, just calm down. We win in the election again and we do it every year. Don't hurt your head. Don't hurt your head. Program will continue.
While the distribution of materials is ongoing, PM Gonsalves said that the low-income housing program has closed off for the year, and that surveying of lands to be given out under the government's land distribution program will continue.
We are waiting on the surveyor in Connery. They're doing about 80 lots. The chief surveyor had told me that it was, by now we should have finished the surveying, but unfortunately the surveyor who was doing the job injured his hand and was out for 2 weeks. So I expect them to complete it in another week and a half, 2 weeks. He went back to work on Monday in the terminal stages of doing that. And other places where we have lands. And I know the demand because I see the numbers.
The Great Head Bay Beach is a nesting ground for turtles and a home for mangroves, which provide essential habitat for a number of species and help prevent soil erosion. The beach location in the Arnoldsville area is one of the most polluted beaches on the island, and representatives from the National Parks, Rivers and Beaches Authority, the Fisheries Division, as well as residents and other concerned persons recently took the opportunity to clean up the beach. Speaking with the Communication Unit of the Ministry of Agriculture, Chief Fisheries Officer Jennifer Cruikshank-Howard said the cleanup exercise is part of their efforts to protect the turtles nesting on the beach.
We have seen in the recent months a number of turtles are coming back to the Great Head Bay to nest, and when they're here they are having difficulties nesting. So we are here today to make it a little easier for the turtles to nest and to have them having a better passage, so to say, as to when they're laying their eggs. We are happy to have the National Parks, Rivers and Beaches partnering with us, with the Fisheries Division staff. We also have persons from the Communication Unit who took the time out to be here with us to have this cleanup done.
Another representative from the Fisheries Division, Delight Oliver, spoke on some of the items removed from the beach, as well as her experience monitoring the turtles during their nesting time.
Greathead Bay is one of those known beaches to be quite polluted. We have a lot of debris, a lot of plastic pollution, as well as vehicle parts, tires. It's one of the most polluted beaches on the island. So we came out here today to try and relieve that, to try and remove some of it in a responsible way. Problem here is that Greathead Beach is also a turtle nesting site. We've actually witnessed firsthand where female turtles tried to lay and could not because of all of the garbage and the debris that was getting in the way. A couple nights ago on one of our night patrols, we actually witnessed one of the turtles nesting in a heap of garbage, and that was quite resounding for us. So we see the need here to do a cleanup and to keep the efforts forward to maintain a clean scene here, seeing that it's such an important nesting site.
Representatives from the National Parks, Rivers and Beaches Authority, along with those from the Fisheries Division and a concerned resident, shared some advice with the public, especially to those who use the beach.
We'd also encourage the tire distributors to let it be known to their customers to responsibly dispose of these tires, and they can also be reused for a number of things. I've seen people do plant gardens in them and use them to design, to do reinforcements in walls. So they can be reused. They're very versatile material. So we don't want to be seeing them on the beaches and disposed of irresponsibly. We'd hope that it would be better contained, better managed.
So as our name suggests, parks, rivers and beaches, we are very much into conserving our environment. We do our best to ensure that our beaches and rivers are clean, and we would like to encourage the public to not to litter, to keep your environment clean.
Those who continue to litter the beach, I would like to put something like a law in place for those guys, because littering the beach is not a good thing, because sometimes you may come with plastic bags and they throw this stuff on the beach and it going back into the ocean and choking the fishes, and then one day, because the fishes and them swallow the plastic bags, the turtles and everything. Because somebody told me one time they open when they catch a shark, when they cut down the shark belly, they saw a sardine pan and a doll baby inside of the shark's stomach. And that is not a nice thing. Let the fish and them breathe easily so that we could get them to eat when the time comes. You know, so I will appreciate if they continue cleaning and put a penalty for those who littering, because it's not good for the environment.
The National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO, held a stakeholders consultation recently to finalize SVG's National Comprehensive Disaster Management Policy and Strategy. The consultation targeted a number of national stakeholders in disaster risk management, climate change adaptation and sustainable development for the public and private sectors, civil society, NGOs, CBOs and faith-based organizations. NEMO said the main objective to provide the context and outcome of the National CDM Policy Development process, to review and endorse the draft SVG CDM Policy and Strategy, and to develop a plan of action for operationalizing the policy and executing the strategy. The organization said the stakeholders consultation was a key element of the CDM policy and strategy enhancement process, as the government of SVG seeks to update the national CDM policy to maintain alignment with the changing hazard landscape, national, regional and international frameworks, and to honor its commitment to building a resilient state. The consultation also provided the opportunity for feedback and recommendations for enhancement of the revised draft SVG National CDM Policy and Strategy. Disaster Risk Management Consultant Jeremy Collimo was the main facilitator for the consultation. The finalization of the CDM policy and strategy will allow SVG to achieve target of the Sendai framework for disaster risk management. The CDM policy and strategy is being implemented under the St. Vincent and Grenadines Resilient Urban Development Regional Disaster Vulnerability Reduction Project, funded by the World Bank with technical assistance from the ACP EU Natural Disaster Risk Reduction Program. The ruling Unity Labour Party, which is seeking a 5th term in office, now has in place its full slate of candidates who will contest the upcoming general elections. The candidates who will face the electorate on the ULP ticket were approved at the party's National Council meeting last evening at the Mike Finley stand at Arnoldsville Plainfield. 5 new candidates are in their lineup. They are Dr. Aronde Brewster for Central Leeward, Dr. Minerva Glasgow, South Leeward, Dominic Sutherland, Central Kingstown, Curtis King, East St. George, and Carlos Williams, Northern Grenadines. The other candidates on the ULP ticket are Montgomery Daniel, North Windward, Dr. Ralph Gonzalez, North Central Windward, Sabota Caesar, South Central Windward, South Windward, Frederick Stevenson, Maria Cross, Sinclair Jimmy Prince, East St. George, Camila Gonzalez, East Kingston, Luke Brown, West Kingston, Deborah Charles, North Leeward, Carlos James, and the Southern Grenadines, Edwin Snag. General Secretary of the ULP, Julian Francis, said that all 15 candidates are ready for the upcoming general elections and they are confident of securing a 5th term in office. He said they're now awaiting the election date to be announced by their leader, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonzalez.
Approval last night for candidates throughout the country, all 15. So we are ready, and the political leader of the party, who is the Prime Minister, indicated that he was putting the party on get set, on your marks. So once he says on your marks, you can look forward to anything else. But I am not going to preempt him. That's his power as Prime Minister of the country.
Francis said that the next virtual campaign event has not yet been finalized. However, candidates have been working behind the scenes in their respective constituencies. He said they have been targeting all ages, and tomorrow will be a special meeting for the youth.
Tomorrow afternoon, the young people are taken to the stage with a thing called Youth Vibes. Youth Vibes. It's modeling an I Voted t-shirt. We have 4 young ladies in I Voted t-shirts, and they'll just do a short modeling for a while, and we'll perform between 2 tomorrow and 4.
And leader of the opposition, Dr. Godwin, of the New Democratic Party, Dr. Godwin Friday, said he is satisfied with the candidates selected to represent the party in the upcoming general elections. Speaking at a virtual meeting last evening, Dr. Friday said the NDP candidates understand the suffering of Vincentians and their plan to get SVG working again is clear, with the focus on job creation.
Important in a generation. We are at a crossroads in this country. It will decide not just who governs our nation for the next 5 years, but the direction of our country for many years to come. It will decide whether or not we can create jobs for our people, build prosperity, and offer opportunity and hope, especially to our long-suffering young people. Hope that they may be able to build lives here in the country of their birth. We simply cannot allow another 5 years of ULP government.
Dr. Friday said the future of SVG is dependent on the people and change is needed at this time.
Brighter future. To prevent the worst unemployment crisis it has ever seen, our country urgently needs the biggest job creation program it has ever seen. That is why change is so important. In the NDP, we have a clear plan and the determination to build a better St. Vincent and the Grenadines for our future. It is our future that we are fighting for. Our priority, as you have heard from our speakers, and you will hear from us throughout this campaign, will be job creation. We want to build a country that works for everyone, and where everyone who wants to work can.
And some of the NDP candidates outlined several plans for their constituency, which they say will form part of a 5-year plan under an NDP government.
We are going to establish a Hope Trust Fund. It's going to be capitalized with $10 million initially, and we are going to target the Citizenship by Investment program to raise that money. In addition to reaching out to foreign direct investors people in the diaspora, local citizens who are willing and able to invest in the program. That is how it's going to be fine.
Skills and adult education. In November, I think 2017, I brought in Alan Saunders, the author of the books Discovering the Real Me. What is character education? It deals with building character, with values, with conflict resolution, with anger control. We need this in our schools.
Let farmers be farmers. We will also introduce marketing boards to our farmers can be farmers. Some of you will not remember when we had proper marketing board under the NDP, so that our farmers could be farmers, focusing on what they do and what to sell. We will bring that back. It means that marketing your produce, getting the best possible price, and transport will be taken care of.
Free of education at the Kaliakwa Anglican School, which will also be expanded to include daycare and early childhood development. Okay. By doing this, parents will be able to go to work with the knowledge that children are in a safe place and developing in a healthy way. The education revolution will not be limited to our young people and children. I believe everybody should be given the opportunity to grow and develop if they want to.
And the NDP's candidate for Mariakwa, Bernard Wiley, said despite the naysayers and detractors, he still has much to offer to the people of Mariakwa and SVG, and pointed out why he is running for office again.
When I look at the deterioration of the constituency of Mariakwa, when I see that our infrastructure, should I put it this way, our crumbling infrastructure, when I see the decimation of our agriculture, when I look on the streets and I come in contact with youths who seems to have lost, some of them who have lost hope because there is no unemployment.
Wiley outlined some of his plans for the Mariakwa constituency, which includes tourism development.
The Majaka Road is of particular concern. We will look seriously at rehabilitating that particular road, Majaka and Montreal, as part of our priority, so that we could use those two areas for tourism attraction. I think it would be a good idea that people can go to the Montreal Gardens and have a good drive into the country. I could see us digging out a very good hole somewhere in that water area that flows out of the catchment, and where you can have a nice deep hole, as we call it in the country, with seats around, and where you could have a good dip in a cold countryside water pool, and the Millerites.